Hadouken!
To be a true gamer in 1991, you had to be into Street Fighter 2. It was the first video game that took fighting to an art form. With pixel-perfect positioning, split-second timing and complex special moves, it was like Ronaldo trying to play Twister with his own shadow. With dragon punches, fireballs and long-limbed Indian fellas and whatnot.
Nothing would drain a stack of 50p's quicker than the knowledge that there was a Street Fighter 2 cabinet in the vicinity.
I think I played that game for about 3 years and just didn't get sick of it.
Back then, there were obviously less game studios, less consoles. There was less games. So there was less.
Nowadays you play a game for like a month at the most, don't you? You complete it and you move on to the next thing.
You would get like about 50 people gathered round watching you kick the crap out of each other.
We're probably young enough that Street Fighter is just something that's always been there, rather than like. I don't think I do remember the first time I saw it. It just was like just like one of those games. It was just. It was just a staple of any arcade, or if you had the console, then it was just everyone would have Street Fighter as a staple in the living room.
I think Street Fighter was the first game to have the kind of fighting combo buttons, but you could just button bash and win, which is usually how I did it when I was playing.
A fair used to visit my little Valley's town where I'm from, and they have some arcades in there, and I used to bash your buttons in there.
It's an unspoken rule that's just not on. Like, it's just not acceptable behaviour. You pull out the special move every now and then. You can't sit there just nailing it away.
There's no finesse to their games, is there? You know, people who just play you and they just button bash and just hope for glory and just fight. They would end up just hitting you all over the place.
And then they win, and they go, and you're thinking, yeah, right, whatever, play again. And then you play them again, they batter you, and you think, okay, get off the pad now.
You did have a certain amount of pressure when it was your turn, because there were people that lived on those arcades and they used to play Street Fighter all the time, and they were really good. They were like ninjas on the machine.
I used to go down my corner shop, get my 20 pence, you know. I used to put it in the machine. I used to be there for like, you know, good. I used to clock the game.
My favourite character in Street Fighter 2 was always Blanka.
My favourite was Blanka.
Primarily, I was a Blanka.
The green monster with orangey red hair, and he used to jump up in the air, built like a brick shit house. He used to clamp himself against your head and start biting your head.
Whilst kind of humping you. It was a bit odd. So I loved playing Blanka.
Blanka was just a green geezer in sort of ripped shorts who couldn't speak.
I liked Blanka for the electricity.
No one could get past that. If you're getting beat, you just do that until the other person.
But it's a bit of a cop-out though.
It was.
It was Ken and I, right? We were a team. You know, everyone used to say Ken versus Ryu, who's the best? Ken, for sure.
He would just do that uppercut, which looked like his palm would just kind of brush my face, and he would go, and then it would all go horribly wrong for me, and half of my power would deteriorate, and I go, I don't want to play anymore.
Yoga Fire! Yoga Flame! He was shit. No one used him. No one used him.
Should you have some sound effects? You can...
Spinning bird kick.
Are you kidding?
Sonic Boom.
You remember what that one was?
Shuriken!
Hadouken.
No. Are you Ken?
Do you remember your little moves, Ryu, to get the...
What was the free button one when you do all three in like a swish with your thumb?
No, that was on the D-pad, so you went like from
that
the
was
bottom
it,
to the side.
That would give you some sort of like a Hadouken.
That with the joystick, and that, like that. And you can still button bash nowadays. You did it the other day on the Wii when you were playing Star Wars.
Really, isn't it?
The sweep on the bottom that you could just held down and push B, you could just sweep like that, and there's nothing could get to him.
You had that guy who squatted and then did that a lot with his arm.
My first console was the Nintendo Entertainment System, which I got for my 5th birthday, and took pride of place in front of our television video. Just right above, you could sit it on the video player, and I played that for many an hour as a young child. Kind of gave me like a kind of square brain. I'd say square eyes, but yeah, I think in kind of 8 bits now. Everything like shapes. The only music that sounds good to me is kind of like Streets of Rage theme tune.
Thank you for watching. I'm Dominic Diamond. That was the 90s, and I was bloody huge back then.
Thank you.